Hey, Susan Berkley from GreatVoice.com with another edition of the Inside VoiceOver e-newsletter. And today I want to talk about a question that I get all the time from people who say to me, I do all these wacky, funny voices. I mean, they sound like little gerbils, little animals, and they always make my friends and my family laugh and laugh and laugh. Can I actually make money with these unique and funny voices? Well, it's not actually as easy as that. So I want to give you some tips for cartoon and animation voices, so kind of an overview so you can get an idea about what's possible. Now, if you can do those wacky voices, it's a good sign. It might mean you have a knack and a good ear for doing cartoon and character voiceovers, maybe even some voices for video games. But the first thing you need to remember is not to commit what they call voice theft, which means to steal somebody else's voice, like, Porky Pig or Daffy Duck or things like that. Almost every kid can imitate Porky Pig. That will not make a voiceover career. You really need to come up with your own unique characters based on your own life experience. Now, what about doing impressions? Now, some people do those really, really well. They can sound just like the president or just like Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody famous. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot of traction for voiceover impressions. However, morning radio is always looking for people that can do those types of spoofs. So I would look into that market. And if you go online, and there are publications that the radio DJs and the program directors read, that you might want to put an ad in there for your voice impressions and impersonations. Here's another thing that people don't realize. Your character might look two-dimensional when you see it on paper, but they really have a heart and a soul and an attitude, and you need to figure out what that is. When you think about Bugs Bunny, I mean, such a great, iconic American character. He has a heart, he's got a soul, and he certainly has attitude. He's a wise guy. So you might want to think of, for example, the Seven Dwarfs, sleepy, grumpy, dopey. They each had a distinct attitude that distinguish them. So make sure that your character has a specific distinctive attitude that you can identify. Here's another great tip. Log your characters. So when you come up with a great one, record it, and you'll remember it easier, and then even log it on paper. So what is the name of that character? What's the pitch like? Is it higher or lower than my normal pitch, etc., etc. When Jim Dale recorded one of the Harry Potter books, he had 150 different characters. Can you believe that? They were all logged on a voice recorder, so right before he recorded them, he could get it spot on perfect. So that's just a tip from the pros. I hope that's helpful, and I hope that you can develop some of your funny voices into marketable characters. I'm Susan Berkley, and I'll see you next week on the Inside VoiceOver e-newsletter.